I want to start with something that might bug you a bit. Right now, on a shelf at your local car parts shop, there are two oil filters that look almost the same. One is about $4, the other is 16. Same shape, same size, same little rubber ring on the bottom. And, if you were like most folks, you probably just grabbed the one closest to you, paid for it, and never thought about it again. Here's the deal though. That $4 part is the only thing between your clean oil and the metal bits, carbon and junk your engine makes every time you drive. Depending on which one you pick, you could be keeping your engine safe for years, or slowly rubbing it down with sandpaper. It really is the only thing that protects the car. So, today we are going to see what is really inside these filters, what the test data shows, what it costs you later on, and if spending more on a filter is a smart move, or just a trick the car industry wants you to fall for. We will look at the facts and the costs. Before we go on, if you are tired of wondering if you are getting ripped off at the car parts store, go ahead and subscribe. This channel shows you what is worth your cash and what is not, so you stop overpaying for junk and stop underpaying for things that keep your car running. Now let us get right into it today. Let's start with some real numbers, because the prices for oil filters in the US are all over the place. At Walmart, you can find basic cheap filters for around $4, and right next to them, fancy synthetic filters for nearly $16. That is a 4-time price jump for something that looks the same from the outside. But here is where it gets weird. The price does not just change by brand, it changes by the store. One guy checked the exact same filter, a Fram PH73117, at 4 shops within 2 miles of each other. Home Depot had it for $4.48. Lowe's had it for $3.98. Walmart had it for $3.88. AutoZone wanted $8.99 for that exact same part. More than double the price, just because of where he bought it. So, before we even talk about cheap versus expensive, here is the first lesson. Sometimes expensive does not mean better. Sometimes it just means you walked into the wrong shop and paid a lot more for no reason. Now, what do most people expect when they buy a filter? Most think a filter is just a filter. You screw it on, oil goes through it, and as long as it does not leak, it is working. For basic driving, that is mostly true. But the real difference between a cheap filter and a good one is not just about oil flow. It is about what stays behind, and what happens if a small valve inside, the kind you never see, stops working right. It is about the stuff you cannot see. Here is how these things are really made. Every oil filter is built around a piece of filter paper, the stuff that catches dirt, plus 2 small valves. One is the anti-drain valve, which keeps oil from leaking out when the engine is off, so you do not have a dry start next time you turn the key. The other is the bypass valve, which opens if the filter gets clogged, so oil keeps moving even if the filter is full. These 2 parts sound boring, but they matter more than the numbers on the box. Here is why. Good bypass valves open at the right time and close tightly. Cheap ones might open too soon or get stuck, which means dirty oil flows through your engine, or worse, your engine gets no oil at all. The anti-drain valve is just as vital. High-quality rubber or silicone valves stay soft and keep their seal over time. Cheap valves can leak, which causes dry starts, and that is one of the fastest ways to ruin an engine. Because for those first few seconds, metal is rubbing against metal with no oil to protect it at all. So when people talk about cheap versus pricey filters, this is what they mean. It is not about how nice the metal can look. It is about whether those 2 small valves are going to do their job every single time you start your car. That is what you are paying for. Now let's look at the actual cleaning numbers, because this is where things get really interesting. A typical cheap, basic oil filter is rated to catch about 95% of dirt at 40 microns. To give you an idea, a human hair is about 70 microns wide. So a basic filter is okay at catching bits that size, but it does almost nothing against smaller junk, the kind that really hurts your engine over time by scratching and wearing down the inside parts of your motor. Compare that to a full synthetic premium filter. One of the best filters out there is rated at 99.6% efficiency, thanks to its synthetic fibers. Another top brand says they are 99% efficient at 25 microns and 80% even down at 10 microns. That is a huge jump from what the basic filter does at 40 microns. It is a big deal. Here is why this happens. Cellulose, which is basically paper, is not very strong. So makers use thick fibers to keep the filter from falling apart, and thick fibers mean bigger holes between them. Synthetic fibers are thin but very strong, so they can be packed much tighter. That is why synthetic filters can catch smaller dirt without slowing down the oil flow. It is not just marketing. It is science. In one test, a middle-grade filter with glass mix paper caught 99% of dirt above 23 microns and held 18 grams of junk before it was full. A cheap filter in the same group was rated at only 80% by the maker and 93% in real testing, holding only 12 grams of dirt. So the better filter is not just catching more dirt, it is holding more before you have to change it out for a new one. Now let's talk about what really matters. What does this cost? Here is a cost breakdown based on industry data. A basic paper filter, rated at 85% efficiency, is usually changed every 3,000 miles. Over a year of 4 oil changes, that is about $63.52 for parts and labor. But here is the big part. The same study found that extra engine wear from using these cheap filters could shorten engine life by 75,000 miles, which is worth thousands. I want to be careful here, because that number is just an estimate from a big study, not a promise for every car. Your results depend on how you drive, your engine, how often you change the oil, and other things. But even as a guess, it tells you something. The extra few bucks you spend on a better filter is tiny compared to the cost of a worn-out engine later. The same study put it like this. The $4 to $8 extra cost for a synthetic filter can give you $20 to $30 in value by making your oil last longer and protecting the engine. That is not an exact dollar promise, but it matches what most mechanics will tell you. Spending a bit more on the filter is one of the cheapest ways to protect your engine for the long run. Let's talk about the benefits. If you change your oil often, like every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and you use regular oil, the difference between a cheap filter and a fancy one is not that big. You are changing it so fast that it never gets full or wears out the valves. In that case, a basic filter does a fine job, and spending $16 every time might be a waste of your money. But if you use synthetic oil and go longer between changes, like 7,000 to 10,000 miles, that is where premium filters are worth the price. A full synthetic filter made for 20,000 miles is built to keep cleaning and stay strong for a long time. If you are waiting longer to change your oil, you need a filter that can keep up, because a cheap filter made for 3,000 miles won't work the same at 9,000. There is also a plus that isn't on the box: consistency. Better brands have better quality control, so the size, the paper, and the glue are the same every time. Cheap filters vary more, and that means some might be weak. Most of the time, a cheap filter works fine, but the risk is that one filter that comes out of the factory with a bad valve or a weak seam that lets you down. Now for the risks. The biggest risk with very cheap filters is the valve failing. In rare cases, these filters have been known to collapse, leak, or have the bypass valve open when it shouldn't, which can cause fast engine wear or a loss of oil pressure. I want to say rare, because this does not happen to every cheap filter. But it happens enough that you should know, especially if you plan to keep your car for a long time. Build quality is another thing. Cheap filters often use plastic parts and cardboard ends, which can struggle with heat, shaking, and being bolted to a moving engine for months. A good filter usually has a strong steel shell, a flexible silicone valve that won't leak in the cold, and a bypass valve built to work perfectly every single time. It is about the parts they use to build the thing inside the can. One test even found that a premium filter from one brand used a cheap rubber valve, while another brand at the same price used a better silicone one. Same price, different quality. This is why the name on the box is not always enough. Sometimes you have to see what is really inside. You need to know what you are getting for your money when you buy a new oil filter. There is also the marketing talk. Words like synthetic or maximum protection get used a lot, and they don't always mean the same thing. A micron rating can be tricky too, because a filter might catch small bits, but if it only catches a few of them, the number doesn't mean much. You need to look at efficiency and the micron rating together. If a brand won't show you any test data, that is a red flag. So who should buy what? If you change your oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles with regular oil, and you have an older car where saving money matters most, a basic $4 to $6 filter is a fine choice. It won't kill your engine. Research shows the gap in protection is small when you change the oil often, because the filter doesn't have time to get dirty or break down. It works for that situation. If you use synthetic oil, wait longer between changes, drive a newer car you want to keep, or just want the best protection, an $8 to $16 synthetic filter is the better pick. You are not just paying for a number on a box. You are paying for a filter built to last longer with valves that won't fail when you need them most. It is about peace of mind for your car. And here is who should think twice. If you are buying a no-name filter with no test data and a price that seems too good to be true, that is where the risk is. Not in the famous cheap brands, but in unknown filters that don't share any performance numbers. If a maker won't tell you how well their filter works, that tells you everything you need to know. Do not buy those. Now, let's buy smart today. First, remember that store prices can be very different for the same thing. We saw how the same filter was $3.88 at Walmart, but nearly $9 at AutoZone. Before you buy, do a quick price check between Walmart, the parts store, and even the car dealer. It only takes a second to check and save a few bucks on the exact same part. Second, factory filters from your car maker are often a better deal than you think. One Toyota filter was $6.50 at the dealer, but $14 at a parts store. Same part, made for your engine, at half the price depending on where you go. Check the dealer first before you assume they are the most expensive place to buy your parts. Third, if you do your own oil changes, buy in bulk. One driver got his factory filters down to $3 each by buying 12 at a time during a sale. That makes a high-quality filter the same price as the cheapest junk on the shelf. If you have the space to store them, buying a pack of 10 or 12 is a great way to save money. Finally, look for bundle deals. Parts stores often have deals where oil and a filter together cost less than buying them on their own. One deal offered 5 quarts of synthetic oil and a good filter for under $26. These deals are not always there, but they are worth looking for before you start your next oil change. It can save you a lot of cash. So here is the final word. After looking at the tests, the parts, and the costs, the truth is a bit more than just cheap is bad or expensive is a scam. Both of those are too simple. What the data really shows is this. Cheap filters aren't always dangerous, but they give up cleaning power and build quality to keep the price low. For people who change their oil a lot, that doesn't matter much. But for people using synthetic oil or keeping their car forever, that gap in quality matters a lot more as the miles add up. It is about the long-term health of your engine and how you take care of it. The real lesson is not always buy the most expensive one. It is know what you are buying and what your car needs. A $4 filter changed often is fine, but leaving it on for 10,000 miles is a bad idea. And a $16 filter is only worth it if you actually let it do its job. Match the filter to how you drive and how you maintain your car. If there is one thing to remember, it is that the best money you can spend is the small jump from a basic filter to a synthetic one, especially if you wait a bit longer to change your oil. It is the cheapest insurance you can get for your engine, and now you know why. It is worth the extra $5 to keep your engine running strong.